All right, good morning. We're cooking some liver and grits. I already got the grits on. I put some large seasoned salt and some black pepper in the flour to taste. I'm just gonna just barely cook this liver lightly. And then I'm gonna put it in some gravy. So what me and my guys gonna have today. So I'm just lightly cooking the liver. All right. You know, a lot of people say they don't like liver, or liver doesn't taste good to them. I tell people, someone probably has not cooked it right for you. And so I'm just really browning this a little bit in the oil. Next, when I get through frying all the liver, I am going to saute some onions to the golden brown, make a roux, make a good sauce, and then add the liver back to the pot. So I'm just cooking this a little bit. Not doing a whole lot of frying it a long time. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to reserve the flavor to go into the gravy or the roux. And so we just barely just sauteing it. Now I want to show you that I only just barely cook the liver. It's kind of not quite done, and I have it this way for a purpose, so when I put it back into the gravy it won't get hard. And so I'm still just frying up pieces very lightly, taking them out until I get all of the liver fried, and then I will add it to the roux, and we're going to continue to fry. My family love liver, and so today I'm cooking liver. I haven't cooked liver in a while, and so I'm going to call my daughter because she's been asking me to cook liver for over a year, I guess. And so today is her day to have some good liver and grits with biscuits. And so I'm just adding to a little bit of oil in the pan. You don't need a lot of oil. You know, we're not deep frying. Really like sauteing the liver in a sense. The little pieces right there. Just get those out and continue to add. And I'll bring you back. All right, we're back. Taking the last little bit of the fried liver out. I'm gonna cut up some onions. We grew up, we didn't have no chopping board. We didn't use no chopping board. Do I have one? Still remember my mother chopping up the onions this way. You can use a lot of onions. I'm gonna add a little oil to that. This last little piece out. Stuff it in there somewhere. It won't fall. And we're gonna saute these onions to the golden brown. Takes about maybe 5 minutes or so. Now the darker you cook your onions, the more intense the flavor will be. And I don't want them to be too dark because there's a certain type of texture and flavor I want it to taste like, and so I don't want onions to overpower and change the taste of the liver. I want the liver to stand out. So I'm going to lightly brown these onions just when they first start turning brown. And then I'm going to add the roux to it, the flour to it, add water, make the gravy, and then place all of these back into the pan and simmer them for a little while. So we're going to put the top on it, let those simmer, and I'll bring you back just before I add the roux and the water. All right, I'm bringing you back. The onions are starting to brown off a little bit. I'm going to lightly brown them. I know we have bits in here that is dark. I don't want the gravy to be too dark. As you can see, it's starting to brown a little bit, turning translucent a little bit more. Now, normally, I would use my flour that I have left over to add to the roux, but since I add a little bit too much Lawry seasoning salt, and the batter on the liver is kind of salty for me, I'm not going to add any more seasoning to it. I'm just going to add some plain flour to the roux, and we're going to start from there. So since the liver already have a lot of batter on it, we're not going to add too much flour to the onions. We're going to stir. That's why I said when you use a little bit of oil when you're sauteing the liver, you won't have to use a lot of oil. I'll remove the oil once it starts to get ready to fry your onions, because most of the oil has been absorbed through the liver. And so we're going to let that soak in a little bit. Get a cup of water. Slowly start incorporating the water. Making a roux. Now we know there's a lot of flour on the liver, so we're going to need a lot more water than this in order to be able to submerge the liver into the roux. So all we're doing is just slowly making gravy. So it looks a little light. It'll darken up once I put the liver in it. But I don't want it too dark because I want a certain flavor. So now I'm going to begin to place the liver down in the pan. Might need to change the pots, I'm not sure yet, but I wanted to keep it in the skillet, so hopefully it'll all fit. So far so good. And so all I need to do now is just to let it simmer. bring you back shortly once this has a chance to simmer and the gravy thicken up. Maybe in another pot when you see it again. Not sure. But we're gonna try to work with this. Probably gonna need to put another pot. We probably need more gravy. All right, be back in a little short minute. All right, we're gonna give you a sneak preview as it's simmering down. Let it cook for a while. And like I said, I'm gonna need some more gravy. So I need to transfer this into a larger pot so that I can have more gravy to go with the grits. This is what it looks like. I don't like my gravy too dark. A lot of people think they're eating steak and gravy until the texture. You may think it's a real tender steak, but the texture, because I didn't saute my onions really dark, the gravy wasn't that dark, so it makes it doesn't taste quite like liver. It has a more steak-like taste than liver taste. So that's a little secret you might want to try out. Not to saute your onions too much. But let me transfer this into a larger pot and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. I've changed the pot. I accidentally added a little bit too much water, so I have the lid off. I'm letting the excess water evaporate, and it should be fine. But I'm not going to bore you with watching this bubble ball. I'll bring you back once it's reduced. All right, I'm bringing you back. I decided to add some roux to this, sticking it up. I may need all of this gravy. And so all I'm doing is taking the flour that I used to fry it, I add a little bit of water, stir it up a little bit. Yeah, right now it's kind of looking lumpy, but it'll smooth out. Have no fear. Because of all of the excess water, it wasn't seasoned enough, so I used some of the flour to season it up a little bit. We're gonna let this simmer. And I'll bring you back when it's all smooth and looking pretty. All right, gonna bring you back. I decided to fish out the lumps, make it quicker, and smooth down the gravy. Nice and thick, not too thick. I said 35 weight gravy, 40 weight gravy. Not my 50 weight, but it's close to it. Now we're about to get the biscuits out of the oven. But they're brown enough. Well, they're almost. We're gonna keep them in a little bit longer, but they're almost brown. Turn out fine. Bring them back once they come out the oven.